some more regex. I'm going to look at the Perl compatible regex that's called Lookaround. And it's going to have 4 things. Essentially, those are when you look and your string either is followed by a specific pattern or is preceded by a specific pattern, but that pattern isn't included in your string. There's positive look ahead, which goes like this. It's question mark equal, and then a regex. And it says it's going to look for stuff followed by this pattern, but not including it. Negative look ahead, that's this, saying it's not followed by a certain pattern, will match. There's positive look behind that has almost the same setup, but it looks like this with an equal. Has this less than sign stuck in. And it's going to try to look behind, is it preceded by a pattern, which won't be included in the string. And then there's negative behind, look behind, which means it's not preceded by a string. I'll do a couple of these as examples, and then I'll also do the K, which is a special one that's similar, which is K. Okay, so let's look at them. So I have a piece of text here that looks like some HTML. It has a tag here and a tag here. Let's say I want to get all the text up to this one. So I want it to go through the text, looking at each letter, looking for a match. And then it's going to say, aha, its match is followed by this. That'll be a match, and then it'll drop back. So that if I capture more stuff, it's going to start right here. That's how lookaheads work. It checks to see it's there, to see if it matches, but then basically, if you think it's a cursor, you fall back to here, and then you start again if you look further in the string. So let's look at one of those. I will do this. Okay, we'll take the text, take Perl as true, pattern equals. Okay, so I want to start at the beginning. I'll anchor. I'll do a long series of dots. You know, I want to capture that. So I'm going to put it inside a sub expression. And then, so that's going to be scrolling along, go, yeah, those are wildcards, yeah. But I say it better be followed by bold. So I'm going to do this, equal, bold. So it's going to go all the way up to here, then it's going to drop back. So then if I capture after it, and I'm capturing because I'm putting that to the end, so this is really going to scan the entire string because it goes from beginning to end. But it's going to split in 2 parts. It's going to go all the way up to here and take this part. It's going to recognize this, drop back, and then it's going to start over right there. Let's see what we get. Okay, here's what we scanned over. Here's all the way up to, but not including the look ahead part. And then notice it dropped back. So in this part, it included, when I restarted it and captured the rest, it included the look ahead part in the second captured. The first captured thing was captured here. The second one was captured here. Okay. Let's look at a non-look ahead. So let's say we want everything that's not followed by So we're going to want it to go. If we say not followed by, it's going to stop pretty darn fast. So what I'm going to do for the not one, I'll show a really handy use for it. Because it literally says, I'm going to peek ahead and see whether this is followed by, which does an interesting task. So let's say you had this puzzle to do. You wanted to find words that have a Q not followed by a U. So you'd want this one and this one, but not this one. Here's a problem. You might think you would do this pattern. You'd go, I know. Oh, I don't want to do a REGEX. I'm just going to do a grepl, logical grep, to see which one of these match. Okay, here's our pattern. I'm going to scroll through it. I'm not going to anchor, so I'm going to look anywhere for a Q. And I might think I could do not U. That's Q followed by not U, right? Not U. So it's not followed by U, which is probably good. Okay, but then it does something wrong. So look, it says false, true, false. It says Iraq has a Q not followed by, you said Q not followed by U, but it didn't notice it here. Well, because this is actually a character class, and it's really looking for Q followed by a character, not U. But this is the end. This is the end of the line right here. So, what are we going to do? There's a couple fancy ways, but one thing you can do, look ahead, definitely will do it. Because look ahead literally will hit that Q and look ahead, and if it doesn't see a U, it's gonna say it doesn't match. So, which is a slightly different thing from saying a character that's not U is ahead. It's saying it looked ahead and it didn't see it. So what's going to be our notation? We're going to have a Q followed by a look ahead that's not U. And that one recognized Iraq and the NQN, but tossed out the quote one. So it's just what we would hope. Again, look aheads scan through a string until they see the pattern that is looked ahead at, but then they move back. They say, we have success so far, but we're going to drop back to here for what happens from now on. Same thing with look behind. Basically, it scrolls through until it hits the look behind part, but then that's not captured. That it moves ahead of that and just says, hey, this is leading up to it. So let's look at a look behind here. Yeah, let's do that. M is tech. Do the text. We'll do Perl equals true. I'll just do one of these. Let's say we want something that follows a bold statement. So how do we do that? We just put this pattern here. Okay, we're going to say, all right, let's capture everything up to it. So we'll go dot star. So it's going to scan through here. No, I want to start right at there's not much to do. So we're going to go back up until we hit that bold. So I'm going to say we're going to have a look behind for that. So what's a look behind? It's a positive look behind because I want to see the bold, but then I'm going to start right after it. So I'm going to say that's positive. It's a look behind, so they're less than, and that's the positive part. It's the equal, and now I'm going to say bold, and it's going to start with the bold now and capture text all the way to the end. Notice even in the entire string, when it includes the entire matching thing to the regex, it doesn't include the bold. This is what I explicitly captured here, but I really didn't need to do that because that bold that preceded my string, it isn't included as part of the regex pattern. So it goes up to the bold, says, yeah, there's the bold, but I'm not going to do anything yet. Aha, now I'm starting. I think it's good. Let's take a let's take a peek at K. So those are the look forward and look behind. So if you're trying to bracket things, they can be really, really handy. I'll do another example. Let's say we had this example here. Okay. Now this could be a string, but it has a very specific tag in it, or label. That's a CD. I know it's always going to be capital C, capital D, followed by 2 numbers. That's going to separate them. So let's say, how do I go scroll through here, grab that as a substring that's followed by this, but I stop right here and then grab all of this as a substring. So I want this to move forward all the way here, recognize that, but just stop here and actually split it just before the CD67. How do I do that? Well, watch this. I do that with a look ahead. So I'm going to go through here until it sees CD67 because I want to drop back. I know that's what I want. So remember, I just want to capture this part. So it's going to go through here, recognize this, drop back, match is going to match that. And then I'm starting right at this point and I'm going to scroll forward and split right here. So let's do it. We take our text, Perl compatible, and then we're going to do this pattern. All right, anchor at the beginning. You know, I should use some B's sometime, but I'm not going to do them now. Those are word boundaries instead of beginning and end of string. Okay, so we're going to put bound right here. We're going to have a series of whatevers, characters. So it's going to move forward here and it's going to say, oh, we have success, yay, yay, we're matching. Except I'm going to say, I want to see things that are followed by this pattern. So how do we do followed by, which is look ahead, positive look ahead. I'll do this, and then the pattern CD and 2 numbers, 2 digits. Okay. All right, as soon as it sees that, it's going to drop back. So this is going to be my first, oops, I better capture that, shouldn't I? Do I need to? Why not? I'll do that too. I'll capture the first part. And then I'm going to capture everything past it. So, let's use just words. 1 or more words all the way to the 1 more word characters all the way to the end. Oops, I don't want a 9 there. How'd that happen? And I'm going to capture that too. Okay. Okay, so here's the whole thing it's scanned, which is the whole string because I really anchored on both sides. Notice this is the part, it scrolled up here, it found this, but then it dropped back. So it captured this. And then when I restart it, it's starting right there. So then I captured the whole end of the string. K is slightly different. K does not ever drop back. It just discards stuff. So let's try K here. There's your text. So sometimes instead of a look behind, we'll use K. So we're going to do regexec text, this text, Perl equals true, pattern equals. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll through here until I hit, until I hit a C. So I'm going to say, starting from the beginning of the line, I'm going to have a series of characters. Let's make them all small letters. Then I'm going to have K, and then I'm going to have a CD. All right. So what does that do? It's going to read through here, and it's going to throw everything out, boom, of my string up to the CD. So let's look. Ooh. Oh, I always forget that. You have to double backslash in the R strings. Okay. Okay, notice it basically just went up to there, recognized all this, but just threw everything out. Kind of K flushed it away and started right here. Okay. This can, by the way, lead to slightly different things because there's no backtracking here. So you can get slightly weird things happening. Look ahead and K, you're going to have to contemplate this for a while. Oop. Let's look at the exciting text Z, 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 Z. Okay. And let's see what matches we get under these two things. So I'm going to do so K does not do any scrolling back, scrolling forward. And we're going to see what consequence that does. Whereas the look aheads read it in and then scroll the cursor backwards all the time. So let's look at the pattern ZZZZ. We'll look at Perl equal true, pattern equal. You would think that the look ahead at Z, so we'll look for the pattern Z followed by Z. But we're going to do it this way, K, Z, and see what we get. Okay. So you really want to think about this afterwards, because this is a differentiates the two. Oh, I want to get all the matches. Sorry. REGEX only gets the first match. I want this one instead. This one, G is usually a sign that like sub versus G sub. It's going to look for multiple matches. It's going to keep going through until it gets multiple strings. Okay. Well, it got two. Huh. Well, let's see what happens if I use the other one. This is saying it scrolls ahead till it hits a Z, and then throws out everything so far and reads the Z, and that's a match. Instead, I could say, scroll till you hit a Z, then I'm going to look ahead for Z. Holy smokes, we got three matches. Here we got two, here we got three. So those aren't the same. Why not? They work fundamentally differently. So let's look at this. For the K one, it's going to go like this. Dooba-dooba-dooba-dooba-dooba. I'm starting at the beginning. So it starts at the beginning. It goes Z. Oh, right, I matched a Z. Uh-oh, I have the K, so I'm just flushing away the Z. Now my cursor reaches the other Z. All right, I have something to print. It's a Z. Remember, it read one. Think of this cursor. Think of this being a cursor moving along. It hits a Z. It gets the K, which flushes away that Z, and then it reads another Z. So it's read these two. The cursor is right here. Okay? And then it prints out a Z because it threw away the first one. Now it starts again because I said, hey, do it multiple times. So it goes here. It goes, oh, another Z. I'm starting my regular expression. Okay, I'll flush that Z away and follow it with a Z. That's my second Z. So that's how the K works. The K, it relentlessly moves forward and just throws stuff out as it goes along. Looking forward, look-aheads work differently. A look-ahead sees Z, goes, ooh, 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 I get Z here. It's followed by a Z. I'm moving the cursor back. It prints Z. Prints what it saw. Now it starts again. Ooh, a Z. It looks ahead at another Z. Oh, another match. It moves back. Prints Z. Now it starts again. Cursor moves forward. Oh, a Z, followed by a Z. But that second Z is a look ahead, so I move back again. Ah, I print Z. And then finally, it's the cursor's right here. It says, all right, go through. Oh, there's a Z. Oops, not followed by a Z. I quit. So it printed 3. So notice the key difference. This keeps moving forward as it matches. Throw stuff out, match, throw stuff out, match. This one resets backwards to the beginning of the look ahead each time. So they aren't quite the same thing. So you want to think really hard about how you want it to scan through the text, where you want the cursor to be, especially if you're looking for multiple match patterns. Because this one moves things backwards, backtracks automatically where the top one doesn't backtrack. So that's all I think I'm going to say about look ahead and look back. So thank you.